has a report.
Major reasons for the establishment of the National Youth Service Corps NYSC is to involve Nigerian graduates in nation building and the development of the country, as well as promote national unity. 50 years down the line, responsible youth corps members have continued to align with the aim of the scheme through various impactful programs, including community development service, skills acquisition, and other humanitarian services, and Akwa Ibom State has equally benefited from these activities. For the world to see and feel these life-touching programs, it has become necessary for the NTOU and the NYSC Akwa Ibom State to synergize for the publicity of activities by the corps members serving in the state.
I actually know the importance of synergy with NTA, especially with coverage. I know that going forward, things are going to improve. Almost on a daily basis, we have activities of corps members. In fact, as we are talking now, there's a particular corps member who sunk a borehole who wants to commission. Last 2 weeks, we also had a corps member who donated uniforms to indigent students. Where she was serving, she looked at these students, they don't have uniforms to wear, and she was like, wow, she made the uniforms and sandals and gave to them. So glad that you're here today. I appreciate your visit. I'm moving forward. I look forward to having a very, very beautiful relationship between NYSC and
the General Manager NTOU, Mrs. Alice Ugbe, while expressing delight over the general good conduct exhibited by corps members serving in NTOU, promised to partner the NYSC and resuscitate their program, Ajuwaya Half Hour.
There's need for us to partner, to synergize, and work together for the corporate good of both organizations. Since I came on board, I kept wondering why I haven't been invited to cover the passing out, the swearing in of NYSC members in camp, because I know that it is part of my corporate social responsibility to do that. I'm not supposed to charge you for it, because we are mandated to make sure that activities of NYSC in Akwa Ibom is highlighted, not just in Akwa Ibom State, but across the country. So I actually came to cover all gray areas and make sure that this partnership, this new grown partnership that is going to start from today, is taken to the next level. We have to work better, we have to work well to make sure that NTA is felt in NYSC office in Akwa Ibom State.
Ajuwaya Half Hour is a program that features the various activities of the corps members serving in the state and hopes to be back on air soon. In Uyo, Utube Achibong, NTA News.
Sexual and gender-based violence has remained a social concern to human rights advocates. Nigerian in 2015 passed the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law to strengthen the legal framework for effective prosecution of perpetrators. In this report, Susan Eze evaluates the elimination of the VAP law so far in Enugu State. The report.
Globally, sexual and gender-based violence is a serious violation of human rights that has severe physical, psychological, and social impact on victims and the society. A UNICEF report in 2020 shows that over 90% of reported rape cases were females and 99% of perpetrators male. However, the Violence Against Persons Prohibition Law, among other innovations, recognizes that all genders are susceptible to sexual assault and has made provisions for the protection of all. The Act has also made provisions for the compensation of survivors.
It's a legal framework. The Enugu State Justice Reform Team is working really hard to ensure that these provisions are being implemented.
Much as the domestication of the VAP law in Enugu State since 2019 has provided an equitable legal framework under which offenders can be convicted, stakeholders lament poor implementation of the law in the state, citing cultural and religious beliefs as well as lack of funds as some of the setbacks.
It's one thing to come up with a policy, make a bill, turn it into a right. It's another thing to get the stakeholders to implement.
I think one of the things we need to do as a state is for everybody to begin to speak out, the state to begin to appropriate the right funds to the right quarters.
The government should make it mandatory that any such cases coming must be charged under the VAP law.
To accelerate the implementation of VAP law in securing undelayed justice for survivors, key players also advocate providing technical and funding support for multi-sectoral coordination of efforts towards addressing hindrances to full implementation of the VAP law. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
We will pause for a commercial break here. More news on our return. Don't go away.
Welcome to Prisma International Hotels, located at number 5 Efangosanga Street, Afagafort, Overback Road, Uyu. When it comes to hospitality industry, nothing compares with comfort, exquisite services, and top-of-the-world security. These are what make Prisma Hotels a household name. At Prisma Hotels, you are assured of lavishly furnished, spacious rooms and suites with complimentary breakfast, top-class Blue Sea swimming pool, VIP and poolside bars, as well as restaurant where African and continental dishes are served at pocket-friendly rates. These are not all. There is high-speed internet service, closed-circuit television, spacious car park, 24-hour power and water supply, sparkle laundry and dry cleaning services, and above all, combat-ready security operatives. So whenever you are in Uyo or you are a resident in Uyo, capital city of Akwa Ibom State, make Prisma Hotels number 5 Efangosanga Street, Afagafort, Overback Road, Uyo, your choice, and you will cherish the experience. For bookings and inquiries, please call 081-3166-6660 or 0915-509-9989. Prisma International Hotels, hospitality par excellence.
Children's Summit 2023. NTA Channel 12 for your presence a special children's program tagged Children's Summit to commemorate the 36th anniversary of Akwa Ibom State and Nigeria at 63.
Children's Summit is a speech-making event designed for pupils in primary 4 to 6 and students in JSS 1 to 3, drawn from both public and private schools in Akwa Ibom State.
The program will avail children the opportunity to air their views on their expectations as regards good governance with the theme Good Governance, its impact on the Akwa Ibom child.
Date October 19, 2023.
Venue Civil Service Auditorium, Idonga Secretariat, Uyo.
Time 10 a.m. prompt.
Participating schools should register the programs department on or before October 5, 2023.
For details, call on 0802-546-0261
or manage your programs on 0813-223-5412. We are grateful to the following sponsors: Reverend Dr. Mandu Datam, Resident Electoral Commissioner, INEC, Delta State, Office of the Head of Service, Akwa Ibom State. Most sponsors are welcome. Children's Summit, promoting healthy competition among school children.
Water is life. Aqua Cardinali Water provides the highest quality drinking water. Aqua Cardinali Water is owned by the Catholic Diocese of Uyo, produced and packaged by Cadisem Enterprises Nigeria. It is available in 19 liters dispenser jar, 60 cl sachet, 50 cl and 75 cl table water. Visit Aqua Cardinali Water at number 34 Dominic Utuk Avenue, Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. Drink Aqua Cardinali Water. Tested, trusted, certified by NAFDAC and Standard Organization of Nigeria. For inquiries, call 0903-288-2958. Aqua Cardinally Water. Drink pure. Stay healthy.
God, Greg, you want to buy cough medicine again? Why haven't you gone for a test like I advised?
This your cough. You need to check Amo. When I had a bad cough, Madam told me to go for tuberculosis test. After the cough syrups didn't work, they discovered I had tuberculosis. After the free test, I was even treated for free. Now I'm fine.
Solomon is right. Oga Greg, check Amo. Make you dey sure. Because who no go?
No go, no.
Check that cough for tuberculosis.
Check Amo, make you dey sure.
If your cough is more than 2 weeks, it could be tuberculosis. TB test and TB treatment are free. Just call the National TB Hotline on 3340 or dial *3340# for more information. This message is brought to you by the Federal Ministry of Health with support from the American people.
Welcome back and many thanks for staying tuned. Now to the rest of the stories. One of the issues President Bola Tinubu promised to address is provision of additional 3,000 compressed natural gas CNG buses to ease the transportation need of civil servants across the country. Correspondent Utiba Achibo on Special Package, who interacted with some Nigerians on the issue, says why some have given the president a pat on the back, others say more should be done.
I don't really see that that will really help this economy. It has no value to it because the crisis of the fuel subsidy removal is more than that. Is that?
Definitely, that's a very good idea for the president. I really thank the president for the idea.
I must say that is not a welcome development from my point of view. Yes, because it's not helping people from the rural area to enjoy the benefit of government.
Now, it's a good venture, especially for the civil servants.
Some Nigerians there with divergent views on President Tinubu's policy statement to provide additional 3,000 compressed natural gas buses, which according to him will address the transportation needs of civil servants across the country in his live broadcast to Nigerians. While this to some people is a step in the right direction, others are of the opinion that only few might benefit from this policy statement of the federal government.
Our problem in Nigeria is leadership. Everything should be in place, but the leadership. Why do we say it is leadership? You give this money to the poorest of the poor, and then the poorest of the poor are now converted to the high class of the citizens, who are the leaders. And then the poorest of the poor has not been able to access these funds.
It can only help in the sense that if you are working as a civil servant, then your distance is far. If they could go as far as that person's location to convert the civil servants to their place of work, I think that would be better. But if it is within only the city alone, it's not going to work.
On the way forward, these Nigerians suggest that various empowerment programs designed to meet the needs of the masses, especially those at the grassroots, may be a better option.
So it should do something that will be benefiting to the rural area people.
I also think maybe, when you look around, we have unemployment over much on ground. Person will go to school, come back, no job, nothing in Nigeria. So I also think that let the Mr. President to do something about it.
So the only thing they can do for the youths is to create more job opportunities.
Increase the civil servant salary by maybe a token of some certain amount. So that is my own suggestion. The CNG buses is not going to make any effect on the crisis in the economy the Nigerians are facing.
The plan to provide the CNG buses is part of some palliatives to cushion the effect of petrol subsidy removal on Nigerians, with civil servants as a target. In Uyo, Utube Achibong, NTA News.
Moving forward, the remains of Bishop Moswiro Moore, who died at the age of 70, have been committed to the Mother Earth amid celebration of a life well spent. Correspondents report that Governor Eno at the funeral awarded the construction of the road linking Okanafon to a Timekpo local government area, while the first son of the disease was appointed special assistant to the governor on education monitoring. The report. The funeral service in honor of the late televangelist Bishop Dr. Moswelo Moore, founder, Rapture Trust Gospel Ministries International, began with a line in state where friends, family members, colleagues, and the Christian community paid their last respect to a man many described as an ardent servant of God who, above all odds, kept his faith in the Lord.
And in his time, he brought the Christian together. He proved that he's not a selfish pastor. One man that was always proud to be a pastor.
He was a succorer. He was an encourager. He was a Christian par excellence, if there's anything like that. He was an aggressive evangelist.
Bishop Moswell is not just a friend, but a father, a mentor, a motivator, and a life coach.
He was a rugged man of God. Rugged in the sense that he never allowed the devil to defeat him. He was a man that even with one leg, 1.5 legs, he still did what he had to do for the Lord.
Speaking on the theme, death is not the problem, the officiating minister, Bishop Emaisong, while encouraging the living to make the best of their valuable time on earth, says the worst thing that can happen to the living is to die without Christ.
All this cheating, backbiting, gossiping, democracy, backstabbing, lying, stealing, occulting, practicing, in order to amass wealth and power. Hear the word of the Lord. One day, death is the end of every man.
Death is not our problem. Our problem is our ignorance of God's ability and God's availability and the limitless, boundless possibilities of our God.
In his address, the governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umoeno, encouraged the family to abide in the faith of their father, noting that the late Bishop Moswelo was a true general in God's army and an advocate of good governance who was a strong supporter of the PDP during general elections.
He made his impact felt as a member of the Fathers in Faith and chairman of Ikot-Ekpene Senatorial District, an umbrella organization of Christian leaders dedicated to praying and supporting good governance, peace, and moral rebirth of our people since 2018.
Aged 70, the funeral service of the late bishop featured song ministrations, prayers for the bereaved family and interment. From Okanafon local government, we can take on the English segment of the news. Emily Omoy is standing by for the news translation. Do have a good evening.
To you phone I'm gonna work better like a monam and no more unin Menamutum Waide Mukara Bengidim Arena Mutum you for to Usanutu NCA you. If a number no Arum Puffnake, Etiquette can come. Okanyan Mikom, young meru a medium more, a bouton, it could mean boxing in on the phone. Me namutum waidem ukara ebo kemi mo mi bengirem arinam utum ye ufa utum sonetu NCA uyo eke tanga me naida adai would ke ufa utum sonetu NCA uyo akeni neme ye state coordinator ke menamutum swanetu aro
eke etongo ke nutome koto NYSC mi akerombage nam yak miwat ema kwenge ufongwet eke ne dana ket ebop idat ema dape nkot idere mi kenyong omfen ko adombag afrewo e Canadian ket ke iswa abayedu aboyoke miwat ke mention sio state kidan e kai so na ngamentim bo etondutam NYSC mi nko akwaibom eke ne dia fon etom mendutam tum ba atoro afrefro na dot ekat mention sio ntieru na ma miwara mesekenam ana mufotom entie uyo ebo ke mi mo mi bengidem edi benne mention sio ntieru na mami iwot unadot atoke kebendu semo kini akama kamandu tumutum kufotum entie uyo mali sukwe awori ne mesere taititi ke menti uduro mi warami ewoto aboki mo yenam ndutume mo ege seke ekod ajuwaya half hour amana adaditie enamedion ke aduna mekoto ajuwaya half hour mi adundutum ege seke nam ba toro eben mention sio utum mi warami eworunado miku yo utebe achibon akombok entie
afriswa ebo ke mbonowo eso erara mention sio usen ke unarut ndien ke aridara usen ami esio enomeno me esio usenemi enomeno me aridara nyunto yo ufon unam aba ke kankonya ja ko boyo mbomito akombok afrefru senefiong ina ke fiong dup afriswa esienom aritoyo nyungdara meunam ke unarut ke mentim po ammo enam maisan ke unarut ki woriko adogo me togetok me kamba unam ke anate edara ammo ukemukem enyung ekpono meunen ammo aridu wem ku unarut nko ndien ado akpan po mbonowo adikpeme unam ke ufon ammo enamma menta ke fang ukpeme unam ema ebo yak ukerewo edian ubak ekpemonam mbaga mo idisop kunado mi ku tembong yang atrero ndube yomi tutumpong asera